Only the children of light is gonna understand this.
For there are three philosophical sects among the Jews, the followers of the first of which are the Pharisees, of the second, the Sadducees, and the third sect, which pretends to a severer discipline, are called the Seeds. These last are Jews by birth and Jews by birth and
This is the knowledge of the blessing, brotherhood. This is the knowledge of the blessing, brotherhood. This is the knowledge of the blessing, brotherhood. Taking it back to the way that it was in the beginning.
All right, first and foremost, peace and blessings, peace and blessings, peace and blessings. Happy Sabbath, happy Sabbath, happy Sabbath. First and foremost, we want to say all praises be unto the Most High Almighty, Ahaya Yeshaya Christ, our Lord, our God, our Savior, who the world calls Jesus Christ. This is the Essene Community Church of Christ. My name is Archbishop Shamar,
And I'm Bishop Michael Allah.
and we be bringing you today's Sabbath report / lesson, all right, which is honor and dignity. To the Father, to Christ, to leaders of the flock, and authoritative positions. All right, we're basically going into honor and dignity and the order that it's been put down in and the order of respect that we are to see. All right, and basically continuing on the same topic as last week. All right, in the terms of honor. All right, the last 2 weeks we've been going into the honor thy mother and thy father, and instructing them in the honor of thy mother and thy father. All right, instructing them in these things. All right, and we are beginning to see that God has formulated certain seats to reflect his power and Godhead. All right, he's formulated these seats to reflect his power and Godhead, and we first started off with the father's seat and the mother's seat. All right, these seats are authoritative positions of power that reflect that throne, all right, the throne of God. All right, by allowing them to be our creators. All right, and then showing us the respect that we ought to have to that same position. And we went through the different things of honor, how to deal with that honor. All right, so today we're going into the ranking. What is the ranks of this honor? All right, how does this go down? We're showing it first. It trickles from the Father to Christ, to leaders of the flock, to authoritative positions. All right, so this is not about mother and father now. We're going into the overall different seats that God has set up with this same structure of honor that we're to look at and respect and have manners towards, because these are reflections of him and his seat. All right, so once again, our lesson today is honor and dignity to the Father, to Christ, to leaders of the flock, and authoritative positions. This is part one. It's about to be 2-3-part lesson. All right, so with that being said, we're going to start at Isaiah 53 and 1.
This is the book of the prophet Isaiah, chapter 53, verse 1. Who hath believed our report, and to whom is the arm of the Lord revealed?
All right, so who has believed our report, and to whom is the arm of the Lord revealed? All right, who's going to believe the report? We always go to the scripture. Why? Because Isaiah had to ask in his time these things. Why? Because how the Most High sends out the prophets. The word of the Lord is sent onto a chosen vessel. All right, when is he sent onto them? In the night. The word of the Lord reveals what was revealed unto him from the Father. That vessel is sent out to declare, thus saith the Most High. How can you know what's true or not? Because you weren't there to see it. All right, so it comes into proper interpretation, studying to show thyself approved. All of these things, God never just gave us the answers. We had to find the answers. We had to prove all things, hold fast that which is true. All right, we had to use our senses that God gave us. These senses that God gave us is to what? Problem solve the things that could lead us to eternal life And he gives us the assistance through wisdom. So there's no excuse. There's no, I'm not smart enough. He's chosen people that can't speak properly, people with, certain learning disabilities, this, that. He chose the lowest of the lows to show us, hey, anybody can do this. All right. And there's always the false prophets, all right, seeing how the Most High operated, that they would come out and they would declare, thus saith the Most High. They had a dream. They had a dream. And this is where we get at, where what's true, what's false. And it was always on the people to watch. You're going to have to study to show yourself approved. There was always people that's going to tell the truth, and there's always people that's telling the lies. It's the individual that has to take in the information and seek that which is true and allow wisdom to lead you right. But to do that, you must have also a clean heart, pure heart, to be able to see God. All right, so with that being said, we're going to go into the scriptures to ensure that they're interpreted, translated, and taught correctly. Once again, this is our Sabbath report / lesson. Honor and dignity to the Father, to Christ, to leaders of the flock and authoritative positions. All right, we're at now Sirach 1 and 6.
It's the book of Sirach, or Ecclesiasticus, out of the Apocrypha, chapter 1, verse 6. To whom hath the root of wisdom been revealed, or who hath known her wise counsels? Unto whom hath the knowledge of wisdom been made manifest, and who hath understood her great experience?
All right, so also, to whom has the root of wisdom been revealed? Who knows the root of wisdom? Who knows her wise counsels to be able to what? To decipher the word of the Lord correctly. All right. Unto whom has the knowledge of wisdom been made manifest? Who has wisdom made manifest this understanding to? All right. Who understand her great experience? Because without wisdom, you cannot, once again, you cannot fully understand the truth of God. You cannot come to the full revelation of Christ without wisdom. All right. So who has she been revealed onto? Because who she's been revealed onto, they have the full revelation of Christ, which brings you the full revelation of the Father. All right, so that being said, we're going to go right into the lesson. We're at Hebrews 5 and 1.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 5, verse 1. For every high priest taken from among men is ordained for men in things pertaining to God, that he may offer both gifts and sacrifices for sins. Who can have compassion on the ignorant and on them that are out of the way? For that he himself also is compassed with infirmity. And by reason hereof he ought, as for the people, so also for himself, to offer for sins. And no man taketh this honor unto himself, but he that is called of God, as was Aaron. So also Christ glorified not himself to be made an high priest, but he that said unto him, Thou art my son, today have I begotten thee.
All right, so we're starting off with this scripture. All right, and we'll show you why. This is the theme that we're starting off on, a certain understanding. All right, every high priest taken from among men is ordained for men in things pertaining to God. So you have to understand that every high priest is taken from amongst man. By who? By God. Whether it be that they're doing wickedness, whether it be that they're doing evil, that person has to be chosen to be doing what they're doing in general. This is what it's telling you. Every high priest taken from among men is ordained for men in things pertaining to God. Whether that be true things, whether that be false things, that he may offer both gifts and sacrifices for sins. Right? Who can have compassion on the ignorant, on them that are out of the way. Why? Because he's realizing he also is what? Compassed with infirmity. That's why he has compassion on others, because he understands what others is going through, because he understands what he is going through, and he understands others go through what he's going through in some type of way. We are all the same. We are all assailed with sin. We all have something in us that needs to be worked on, which brings about the compassion. All right. Us being saved from Christ should bring about the compassion to others who are outside of Christ. All right. And by reason hereof, he ought, as for people, also for himself to offer for sin. So he comes and he does these things for different offerings. Once again, it could be the truth. It could be to falsehood. All of these things have been ordained from God from the beginning. All right, because if you go to someone evil, they're still trying to purify you from something, but they're doing it in their own way. All right, how that priest was taught. All right, and it says, and no man taketh this honor unto himself. So no man takes this honor unto himself. No man takes this honor unto himself. So what do we have to understand? That anyone taking these positions, they cannot be doing this for themselves. All right, that's not how it starts off, at least. All right, no man taketh this honor unto himself, but he that is called of God, as was Aaron. All right, so those, especially those who the Most High is sending, no man take this honor unto himself, meaning he didn't just put this honor on him. God usually chooses him. So when you're usually seeing this, when we're going to the scriptures, we're seeing David, we're seeing Moses, we're seeing people that, oh, I don't want to do this. All right, I don't need to do this. All right, but can say, hey, God made it happen to where, no, you're gonna do this. You need to do this. All right, I can say the same thing happened for me. If it was up to me, I'll be in the crowd watching the lesson and being the best student that I could be. But once again, God said, hey, you're being called to do something else. You're being called to stay in the front. Yes.
So funny, even when we try to run, he still brings us back to the position that we try to run from.
Yes.
Like, here's where I want it to be, and here's where you want to stay.
Yes, going back to Jonah.
Same as how we did with our parents, right? If you say to them, don't move from there, you're supposed to stay right where you are. The position that they give to you, right there, you have to stay. That's what you get for a reason.
Definitely. All right. So no, the word of Most High is telling you this is what your purpose is. You're going to try to go off your purpose. He's going to bring you back on that purpose because that's where you need to stay. That is correct. All right. So no man taketh this honor unto himself, but he that is called of God, as was Aaron. So this honor, this dignity, you're going to see no man's putting this on himself. God is putting this on his chosen individual. All right. And it says, so also Christ glorified not himself to be made a high priest. So Christ didn't come and be like, oh, I'm the high priest, I'm Christ, I'm this. It was people that came to that realization. It was the Father that brought him that glory, right? It was his resurrection that gave him that. All right. And then once again, the Father glorified him by him having the audible voice come out and say, all right, thou art my son. Today, the day I have begotten thee. All right. Showing them that he's proud of him. All right, so that's once again to the fathers that, hey, those words to your son, those mean a lot because even Christ got that, right? All right, so Christ did not take that glory onto himself. And this is the perfect example that we're seeing how that honor is bestowed on somebody. All right, we went through honor last week, that honor, you can't go and buy honor. All right, honor has to be given to you from somebody else. Right. That's what makes these things. Oh, I could go buy a trophy. Anyone could go buy a trophy and put it in your thing and be like, oh, I won such and such. Right. The honor is coming that it came from somebody. It actually came from somebody. It's not that the trophy is how much money and it costs this and that. It's that it was given to you. Right. This is a representation of the honor in the physical. It's not about the trophy. It's the honor that they've said, you know what? You can't see the honor, but let's put it in the physical in some type of way that you can see it being passed on you at the same time. Do an accomplishment. Correct. All right. And that's why the Father had to do that for Christ, because maybe people couldn't see that at the time of his baptism because he wasn't just changing and turning into Super Saiyan and the baptism after he came out of the water. No, it was the voice of the Father that they had to hear to be like, hey, the Father's happy with this. Right. This is tied to that. All right. So we're going to go to honor definition.
The definition of honor. This is from the Greek 5092. Time or time. From the Greek 5099, a value that is money paid, or if concretely and collectively, valuables. By analogy, esteem, especially of the highest degree, or the dignity itself. Honor, precious, price, sum.
All right. So honor, a value. All right. Money that is paid. Analogy, esteem. All right. So somebody honors you through either money paid, right? So when someone wins something, it's some money paid to show that honor, something of value, right? A trophy, right? But by analogy, it's esteem. This is esteem in the highest, right? That you can't see. So therefore, they need to give it in concrete by some type of physical thing. Here's a trophy. Here's some money. Here's something to show you the honor. All right. Sometimes people just get honored just for participating. Oh, you want a participation? Yeah, I mean, oh, we thank you for partaking. All right. But real winners don't want honor for participating. All right. They want honors for completing something, accomplishing something. All right. So we're going to go to honor etymology.
It's the etymology of the word honor. Honor is a noun from the 1200s. Honor, glory, renown, fame, earn, from Anglo-French honor. Old French honneur, honor, honor, dignity, distinction, position, victory, triumph. From Latin, honorum, nominative honos, the form used by Cicero, but later, honor. Honor, dignity, office, reputation, which is of unknown origin. It is attested from the 1300s as action of honoring or paying respect to, act or gesture displaying reverence or esteem, state or condition inspiring respect, nobleness of character or manners, high station or rank, a mark of respect or esteem, a source of glory, a cause of good reputation. Honorin, to do honor to, show respect to, from Old French honorer, honorer, respect, esteem, revere, welcome, present, someone with, something, from Latin honorare, to honor, from honor, honor, dignity, office, reputation, see honor, noun, from the 1300s as confer honors on. 1300s to respect, follow teachings, etc. In the commercial sense of accept a bill due, etc. It is recorded from 1706 via the notion of perform a duty of respect toward, related, honored, honoring.
All right. So honor. All right. What is honor? We're seeing honor is renown. So it's going back. So honor. Sorry. What happened here? All right. So honor is renown, fame earned. All right. A certain fame, a certain respect. Same way you see a celebrity come in. Celebrities get certain things. A celebrity's renown that they're good enough to call a restaurant and tell them, hey, I'm coming in after it closes today. And that restaurant is going to open and tell all its employees you're gonna work overtime today. Why? Because someone renowned is on the way. That type of respect to where, hey, we're gonna open up later for you. We're gonna wait till the crowd is gone for you, right? And then we're gonna cater to you, right? That type of distinction placed on the individual. We know if we go to any store, they don't matter how much you gotta have to give them some money or something. Once again, because you're showing them honor, and they're like, you know what, I love that. We'll open up later. But even then, they'd be like, are you a celebrity or you think you don't get that? That's special treatment for a celebrity. All right, a certain fame you have to want that, or else they're gonna tell you you got to go into the regular crowd. You don't have that dignity. Once again, even money can't pay you into that dignity sometimes. All right, why do you need that? You could come in the regular times. Everyone's coming. Right? The celebrity is saying, if I come there, guess what's going to happen? Your restaurant is going to be chaotic. No one's going to be eating. People are going to be outside taking pictures. All these stuff here. All right. So this type of distinction, all right, this type of honor is placed on where, hey, you do something that's not regularly done for other individuals. All right. Because of their office, their position, their reputation. All right. So once again, action of honoring or paying respect to, an act or gesture of reverence or esteem. So these are all the things that we're speaking about that, once again, a celebrity would get, or someone of fame or notoriety. All right. Nobleness of character or manners, high station or rank. So there's a certain real respect and manners you bring to these people, a high station or rank. They're ranked high in society in whatever positions that they are in. All right. So once again, when you see honor, you know that honor is equated also with respect. There's no way you can honor without respect. Paying respect, paying homage, fame earned. And we're honing down on this because this is getting lost in society today from the young generation going on up. On that these are not things that when somebody has this, all right, this is not something that they have to, you must give them this once they're in this position. You must give them this. This is why when you go into a courtroom, there's no, if you don't say yes, your honor, and all those things, you're already being disrespectful. As much as you hate them, as much as you see any criminal in there, I don't like these guys. They gotta treat them with manners and respect. All right, and we can see the same time because sometimes we can see, hey, yes, when we call their parents, yes, right? We can't just say that in the courtroom. Yes, your honor. This, your honor. No, your honor. This, your honor. Right? Even though you know that you're in there and you're against them, you're giving them that respect. So how much more so going back to the mother and the father, right? That you should show that at all time, because if you're in the courtroom, you're showing that because you don't want to go to jail or this and that. Right? But people have to understand that not showing that to the parents could land you in hell. All right. So honor and respect go hand in hand. You cannot show honor without showing respect. All right, so we're going to go to honor out of the Bouvier's dictionary.
All right, this is the definition of honor out of the Bouvier's Law Dictionary. Honor, high estimation, a testimony of high estimation, dignity, reputation, dignified respect of character springing from probity, principle, or moral rectitude. A duel is not justified by any insult to our honor. Honor is also employed to signify integrity in a judge, courage in a soldier, and chastity in a woman. To deprive a woman of her honor is, in some cases, punished as public wrong, and by an action for the recovery of damages done to the relative rights of a husband or a father, vide criminal conversation.
All right. So once again, honor is high estimation, high esteem, dignity, reputation, dignified respect of character springing from probity, principle, moral rectitude. Right. Honor is also employed to signify integrity in a judge. So that's the symbol. Integrity in a judge is the honor. So that he's dishonorable once he doesn't hold on to that integrity. The judge becomes dishonorable. Once the soldier loses courage, the soldier becomes dishonorable. The soldier with courage is honorable to go out on the field and to sacrifice his life. The soldier that runs, he's a scaredy cat. He's dishonorable. And then once again, we have chastity in a woman keeping herself. All right. A woman keeping herself to herself. All right. Celibacy. All right, restricting her flesh. All right, that is the woman's honor. All right, a woman that's holding that as long as that's honorable. All right, that's part of her honor. And once again, that honor then gets the honor then gets passed on for a woman once she then goes and she engages in marriage. All right, so that's how it's been symbolized for the woman. Why? More specifically, because the woman is a resemblance of the church, and the whole purpose of her is to reflect what the church would do with Christ. All right, so dignities, once again, they're herediments. All right, and we're going to see what herediments is. So we're at etymology of herediments.
Okay. Oh, I didn't touch on dignity.
Oh, sorry. Go to the dignities. Yeah.
This is dignities from English law. Titles of honor. They are considered as incorporeal hereditaments. The genius of our government forbids their admission into the republic. This is the etymology of hereditaments. Hereditary adjective from the early 15th century, transmitted in a line of progeny. Hereditary from Latin hereditarius, inherited of or relating to an inheritance. From hereditas, hireship, inheritance. See heredity, oldest English sense of diseases, meaning transmitted or held by inheritance, is from the mid 15th century, also from the early 15th century.
All right. So hereditary. All right. So honor can be hereditary. All right. Heirship, inheritance. It could be transmitted or held by inheritance. So honor could also be transmitted or held by an inheritance. All right. So some honors could be placed on you by inheritance. We're going to go through those type of honors. All right. What type of honor is that? We could go for a king. If you are born in that line, guess what? By default, you have certain honor bestowed upon you. All right. You have now become honorable by default. All right. Certain people in certain companies. All right. You're the son of the founder of the company. You've become the same thing. All right, because they're, especially if you're the son, they're saying, hey, you're up next with the father. That's usually how it is in society. You're going to take the place of your father in his job. Now society tries to tell you, hey, don't make your parents force you to, take over their job. Think outside of that, which breaks up all this stuff. Because now the person's like, what, I don't want to do what my parents does. They're going to sell that. Who's going to take it over after? This is how we see this stuff stop happening. All right, so we're going to go to the Black Law Dictionary on dignity.
It's the Black's Law Dictionary, second edition. This is the definition of dignity. In English law, an honor, a title, station, or distinction of honor. Dignitessare, a species of incorporeal hereditaments, in which a person may have a property or estate.
All right. So before we continue, please, those who are online, please hit the like button, share it on your social media platform. Let's see all those likes go up. Let's see the likes rise up. It helps with our algorithm. All right. So we'll give you all a moment to do that. All right. And once again, any questions or anything, you can always send us an email at admin@essingcommunitychurchofchrist.org. Also, if you would like to donate to the church as well, you can always donate as well by hitting up the church using our email as well, PayPal, those things as well. All right. So honor, dignity. All right. Dignity in English law is honor, a title, a station, a distinction of honor. All right. So certain titles bring honor. Certain stations bring honor. All right. Once again, these also can be herediments, meaning it can be passed on through inheritance. All right. So we're going to go to Sirach 50 and 11.
It's the book of Sirach, chapter 50, verse 11, out of the Apocrypha. When he put on the robe of honor and was clothed with the perfection of glory, when he went up to the holy altar, he made the garment of holiness honorable. When he took the portions out of the priest's hands, he himself stood by the hearth of the altar, compassed about as a young cedar in Lebanon, and as a palm trees compassed they him round about. So were all the sons of Aaron in their glory, and the oblations of the Lord in their hands before all the congregation of Israel.
All right. So we're seeing Aaron was chosen and he put on a robe of honor, right? Which was the priestly garments. We went into that in our prior lesson on honor. All right. And he was clothed with the perfection of glory. So those priestly garments was a representation of the honor. All right. And once again, Adam had that same honor. That was light that was bestowed upon him, but now it's been transmitted into a physical clothing now. All right. And that clothing is a representation of the honor and perfection and glory of God. All right. And he went up unto the holy altar and he made the garments of holiness honorable. So these garments, he made these honorable. All right. All the sons of Aaron in their glory. So so this is what we're seeing. So Aaron's glory was what? It was hereditary, right? Because it got passed down onto all the sons of Aaron. All right. Another one that was hereditary was Levi, because all Levi's children became priests. So that's another honor that was hereditary. All Levi's sons, they could become priests. All right. And then once again, the Most High is choosing out of these batches. Then he chooses the sons of Aaron. The sons of Aaron have that. It becomes hereditary on them. Right. Out of the sons of Aaron, he then chooses the sons of Zadok. It becomes hereditary on them. All right. And once again, these clothings, the same thing that we're seeing, army clothing, those are, suits of honor, right? When they're in their uniforms. All right. Not the ones on the field, but they're ones with the decorated medals and stuff on there. That's their honorable suit now that they're wearing. All right. The army on the field one, that's their work uniform to go on work. All right. When they're saying, yo, we dressing up in honor, they're wearing all the accomplishments, everything on their outfit and their suit to show that honor. This is what the Most High had the priests doing. All right. We're putting things on that represented certain things of honor. All right, we're at Sirach 49:16.
It's the book of Sirach, chapter 49, verse 16. Shem and Seth were in great honor among men, and so was Adam above every living thing in creation.
All right, so Seth and Adam were great in honor among men. All right, sorry, that's Shem. Shem and Adam. Shem and Seth. All right, so Shem and Seth were in great honors. All right, so we see Shem. Shem is spoken about. All right, and Seth. Seth had great honor as well. All right, and so was Adam above every living thing in creation. They're showing you certain dignities was passed on to certain men that was more honorable. All right, so Seth had this honor. Shem had this honor. Adam had this honor. All right. Adam was above everybody, right? Because he started off being the original man and him being in his full glory. So Adam is glorified above all man. All right. So Adam was above every living thing in creation. Every living thing Adam was above in creation. All right. So we're going to continue. We're going to go to John 5:22.
The book of St. John, chapter 5, verse 22. For the Father judgeth no man, but had committed all judgment unto the Son, that all men should honor the Son, even as they honor the Father. He that honoreth not the Son, honoreth not the Father which hath sent him. Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that heareth my word and believeth on him that sent me hath everlasting life, and shall not come into condemnation, but is passed from death unto life.
All right. So for the Father judged no man, but he has committed all judgment unto his Son. So he's saying once again, his honor, which is, I'm the judger of all these things. He's saying, I have passed this on to my son. This became hereditary. My son has inherited this. All right. He's now the beneficiary of this. He's now old enough to receive this honor. All right, because once again, when you have a company, you'd be like, hey, like I told you, the son is like, hey, that's the boss's son. He's growing up, but he's not of age yet. When he's now grown, at some point in time, the father, as long as if the son stays honorable, then he can get that. And that's what we're going to get into as well. As long as he stays honorable, he can get that. Right? He could pass it on to him. The father could pass it on to him knowing he's not losing sleep, but he's put in place someone that's just like him. All right, so this is what the father is doing. The father is saying Christ is old enough now. He's done all the things. I'm able to commit all my stuff onto him. All right, so this is for all the sons listening. All right, especially firstborn sons. All right, if you want that which is yours, you want the future. Future is what? Inheritance, things to pass down onto you. You got to show yourself as being old enough. What does that mean? Sound in mind. You got to show yourself that you're sound in mind, responsible. These are things that show that you're mature, that you're old. So that what? That your folks can say, you know what? I can make you handle my affairs. So your folks can say, you know what? When you tell me something, do this, mom, do that, dad. They can be like, all right, I'm going to listen to you. All right, it's in your hands. I'll give you all power. I sign power of attorney for you. Handle my stuff for me. It's you I want to deal with this and that for me. This is how usually families begin to start this whole thing here because, hey, some point in time, there's a disagreement with one, not looking at the other one like that. Someone feel like, hey, you know what? I'm the oldest. I'm the child. I should have had this. Someone's like, you know what? The parent chose whoever they felt was more responsible. And this is usually how things end up when someone's passing. All right, so here God is saying he's giving it to his son. His son is the beneficiary. All men should honor the son, even as they honor the father. All right, he that honoreth not the son, honoreth not the father which has sent him. So this is how we know directly that what? Faiths and religions like Islam is false. Because if you don't give the son the honor that the father has passed on to him as hereditary, how can you tell me that you honoring the father? You're not honoring the Father because you're not honoring Christ. All right. Christ, by hereditary, has been committed all judgment, all power is given to him through the Father, that he has inherited this honor. We should respect Christ with this honor, the Son, because the Father has passed this honor on to the Son. And once again, he that honoreth not the Son honoreth not the Father. If you don't show the son of your company that you're working for respect, the boss's family came in and you didn't show the boss's family that same high regard, you can guarantee they calling you at the end of the week to get your stuff out the office. All right, verily, verily, I say unto you, he that heareth my word and believeth on him that sent me has everlasting life. So he's saying if you believe these things, you got everlasting life and shall not come into condemnation, but is passed from death unto life. All right. So once again, the Father committed all his judgment to the Son. This is done that men should begin to honor the Son. All right. As they would the Father. They that don't give the Son the proper honor, they're not giving the Father the proper honor. And this is going on to a whole lot of the Israelites who calling Christ, their brother, these different things. They're not giving him this is why we went into honor. What is honor? These certain titles and dignities that you got to place on the person to show respect. All right. So the Father placed this honor on Christ, which is the honor to have power over all judgment, all things is placed in his hand. All right. We're going to go to John 12 and 26.
The book of St. John, chapter 12, verse 26. If any man serve me, let him follow me. And where I am, there shall also my servant be. If any man serve me, he will my Father honor.
All right. If any man serve me, let him follow me. If any man serve me, let him follow me. Where I am, there also will my servant be. So once again, the servant will always be where the master is at. All right. The master has this honor he's placed here. He's saying he'll bring the servant there. All right. And any man that serves him will his Father honor. So his servant. So we must first become a servant of Christ. All right. Wherever Christ is, he'll bring his servant. All right. And then when God, the Father, comes into the room and sees Christ with his servant, right, you'll be placed from just a servant and you'll be bestowed with honor. The Father will honor you for serving the Son. All right. This is what we have to understand. So,
Become like a son. He'll be like a son because a lot of some servants, if you look at certain stories, the servant has become part of the family. And
Yes,
they
yes.
love him just as much as the son
Yeah.
as the daughters.
Right, because they're like, this person took care of my children. They did all of this. They first served me and they were this. And now because of that respect they had, they're like, you can come to all the family events. You can come to here. You can come to there. They're just like family now, like you're saying.
Children, you bathe my children.
Like we said in the last week, they even get some places in the place, right? They get a house in there. I mean, they get a room in there. They get all of that stuff. They have a place where they could, you know what I mean? So yes, and when we had the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, what's his name?
Just
Yes,
thinking that Jeffrey.
Jeffrey living in the house.
And they,
All right.
they loved him like his own family.
Yeah. All right. So we're going to go into what is the Medal of Honor. All right. So we're going to go into the Medal of Honor. Once again, we're just taking a look at honor, these things that are attached to it. And by looking at the Medal of Honor, we're going to see how we can see certain things law and nature wise that apply to the scriptures and the topic that we're dealing with.
All right. What is the Medal of Honor? The Medal of Honor is the United States Armed Forces' highest military decoration and is awarded to recognize American soldiers, sailors, Marines, airmen, guardians, and Coast Guardsmen who have distinguished themselves by act of valor. The medal is normally awarded by the President of the United States, which is the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, and is presented in the name of the United States Congress.
All right, so the Medal of Honor, MOH, United States Armed Forces highest military decoration. All right, it's the highest military decoration in the armed forces. It's awarded to recognize American soldiers, sailors, Marines, airmen, guardians, Coast Guardsmen who have distinguished themselves by acts of valor. All right, these courageous acts that they went and did and accomplished. And once again, you have it awarded by who? The leader of everything. So we're seeing honor is given by who? The leader over everything. So this is why who gives honor? The Father gives honor. The same way the president would give honor. All this stuff, they're just copying the Father. That's all they're doing. All right. So with the leader over the whole nation is the one that bestows honor. And we're seeing the leader of all earth, heaven and earth, is God the Father. And this is why He's the one that bestows the honor. He passes it on to Christ. Christ then passes it on to others. All right, but this honor is with the Father. All right, so this honor is with the Father. The Father, for us to see it, for us to get it, we have to follow Christ, serve Him. The Father sees us serving Christ, then He honors us. So this honor stays with the Father. The Father is the one dishing out the honor. All right, but He then uses Christ. As if you serve Christ, then He sees that, then He now lifts you up. Because when you serve Christ, guess what you're doing? You're kneeling down. You're giving praise. When He then sees you kneel down, meaning that you've now become humble, He then lifts you off your knees, all right, and exalts you. All right, so God doesn't just make you kneel down for no reason. It's with a purpose so that you can be eventually exalted. All right, so we're going to continue.
The highest and most prestigious military decoration. It's awarded by the President in the name of Congress. The Medal of Honor commemorates those who have shaped our nation's history and continue to inspire its future with their acts of valor, humanity, patriotism, and sacrifice. Of the 40 million Americans who have served in the armed forces since the Civil War, only 3,517 have earned the Medal of Honor. The Congressional Medal of Honor, Society, Statistics. Says, do Medal of Honor recipients receive special benefits from the government? Yes. The recipients receive a special monthly pension, travel on military aircraft on space available bases, have access to base commissaries, and are guaranteed burial at Arlington National Cemetery and admittance for their children to the military service academics. Some states offer special license plates and tax benefits.
All right, so we're seeing what? All right, once again, awarded by the President in the name of the Congress. All right. These are people who have what? Continued to what? Show valor. All right, so they showed valor, acts of valor, all right, to humanity, patriotism, and sacrifice. All right, it says out of 40 million Americans, Only 3,500 have ever received the Medal of Honor. So we're seeing already. Why do we hear God says, oh, we're going to be a remnant? Only a remnant of God is going to get that honor bestowed on them. This is natural in the world. We're seeing 40 million Americans, 3,500 have gotten honor. Yes. Many are called, few are chosen. Correct. Right? Many are called to do, hey, we want to draft you. We want a thing. How much going to go on the field? How much going to risk as much of their life? A lot of people are saving their own life. What does saving your own life mean? I'm going to enjoy my life. I'm going to do these things instead of going on the field and battling and risking my life. What's risking your life? All right, I'm sacrificing my life. What's sacrificing your life? I'm dedicating my life to do these things for God. All right.
One by one, putting things in the flesh away.
Yeah, the people that received the Medal of Honor is those that went to high degree. It wasn't just, oh, I just served and this and that. These people went and they put their life on the line.
And some of them too, if you look at them, I mean, look at Captain America, when he was a skinny guy that they would never choose. I'm not, they also give him the serum, right? But the serum represents the glory of, like in the sense of what Father raises up, right? That's how I look at some movies, right? Because he had honor. When they threw the grenade, he went, jumped on it, and covered it, right? And
Yeah, that speak a little louder because the people can't hear
I
you.
said when in the movie they did a test, they threw a dead grenade, but he didn't know it was dead. He jumped on it to cover it to protect everybody, and everybody else run. All the big men run, but he protected it, and that's why they chose him to be bestowed the honor of being Captain America, because they knew that he would not use that power for wickedness, and he cared about people. So he had a lot of honor and dignity.
Okay. Yeah, honor and dignity. That's why they call him Captain America. Oh, so yeah, these stories is all there.
Archbishop, not only that too, they don't put no fear inside of themselves. They know that this is their purpose and they're going for force with it. They're not looking
Correct.
to know if there's anybody who's against me. They're going full force and keep their head straight on what is the task ahead.
They're not
Yes.
about their own survival.
Correct. For you to get the Medal of Honor, you cannot be about your own survival. So that's why I use the law of nature of, hey, someone that's going to do certain things for themselves outside, they're like, you know what, I know this is going on, but I need to do this for myself or this. This is someone who sacrificed the fullest, which is their life on the field, to do such missions. Like Christ, yes. Right? Christ went and he offered himself. The same thing as what do you call Isaac, right? Isaac did the same thing, right?
He didn't offer the bare minimum.
Yeah, he gave my whole self and did not try to save myself or do something for myself. So that's the complete sacrifice that this person did, which many people everyone in the army is sacrificing. So all of us here are sacrificing because we all give some sort of time. But once again, we're looking at the type of sacrifice now once we're in there. There's different sacrifice. This person did the ultimate sacrifice, right? While other people are, they're keeping them to themselves. They're doing little here or there. This person did a mission that they're like, yo, you could have been a dead man gone. No one wanted to take this mission on.
I mean, there's some people where you go to the dishonor, they become soldiers and they do criminal activities, which they lose their honor,
Correct.
which is even worse.
Yeah, even in going to the military, sometimes even when they get injured, their legs or arms get blown off, they have what's known as an honorable discharge, right?
Yeah, so you're injured. That's why you got to go
Yeah.
now. Something's happened to you, right? So it's an honorable discharge instead of you just being discharged. All right, so those are good things. So once again, what also comes with this is special treatment. So they get special benefits as well, comes with honor. So this is what God's telling us, where we know that because we're in the new covenant and certain things, we know that, hey, certain ways of living, we're supposed to be differentiated from regular folks. That's what we're coming to the understanding to under Christ. That because we're in Christ now, we have a certain honor us, which means we have special benefits that other people aren't gonna have normally. A higher threshold for us.
And if you even want to go deeper into another law of nature, the reflection that the military get when they get back to America, they don't treat them very good. And they'll be like, yo, I give my life for you guys. And
Right.
I'm on the street, you're not helping.
They're not really.
And that shows how they treated Christ.
Yeah.
That's not really it. Because the Most High have to call you, right? He has to call you. Some of these people are not going because they're called. They're going because they think about the benefits that they can have, right? So when they're going now, you have to go, you know what? The Most High placed me here. He sent me here. I'm going to do His work to the best of my ability. So then guess what? If I receive the benefits that he's saying that it's there for me, I'm gonna get it, no problem. But some of them want it at the same time. So then we know that it's not for them because you didn't call them.
Yes.
Right?
You never called them and they never received the honor to get those benefits. So once again, the benefits cannot given to everybody. But when someone who does have honor, they receive benefits. So this is why we went to this part, that someone that has honor receives certain benefits. What is the military benefits? They receive special monthly pension, travel on military aircraft space on available basis. So they are able to use the military aircraft to go where they want as long as there's an aircraft available for them. All right. So they basically have a private aircraft, have access to base commissaries. All right, so different foods and stuff on the base, and are guaranteed burial at a certain site. So they already have their burial. All of that's already done for them. They don't have to worry about your death and all of that.
Yeah, because you don't get the medal before the war. You get it after the war.
Yeah.
The mud, the
Yeah.
blood,
Yeah.
you know?
Right.
kinds of
So, and then once again, they get special plates, tax benefits, all of that stuff. So the first thing we're seeing is that the church automatically what? The church is tax free. All right. The church don't pay tax if the church understands correctly. All right. So we're already seeing certain special privilege. The church is separated from the governmental powers. So we're seeing certain things already on the church. Right. But God is just now revealing it more through the Spirit. All right, so we're going to go now, continuing.
Is it illegal to buy or sell the Medal of Honor? Yes. The Stolen Valor Acts of 2005 and 2013, the public law, addressed this issue. The 2005 law makes it illegal to buy or sell the Medal of Honor, its ribbon or its rosette, including replicas or reproductions. This also applies to historical versions and designs of the medal. The 2013 law enhanced fraud protections for the medal while essentially reaffirming the 2005 prohibition on the sale or purchase of the medal. The 2013 law clarified that it was illegal to fraudulently claim that one had received the Medal of Honor in order to obtain money, property, or other tangible benefits.
All right. So what are we seeing there? We're seeing that what? Is it illegal to buy or sell these things of honor? All right. We're going to hit on a point soon. Don't worry. We're going through this for a certain point. All right. Yes. All right. It's illegal to buy or sell the Medal of Honor, its ribbon or its rosette, including replicas or reproduction. You cannot buy, sell, reproduce this in any way. This honorable thing must be, once again, given to you. Only way you should have this is by it being given to you.
Being earned.
Being earned. Yes.
I wonder if there's people who have replicated it, probably.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's why there's a law, because when there's a law, there's people to break it.
Once again, there's a big thing where you're impersonating a police officer, a judge, or this. These are serious things, all right? So now we have what? There's a serious crime for who? A false prophet, all right? Because who gave you this? Right? Impersonation. Impersonation is heavy crimes outside. When you impersonate these positions of dignity to receive said honors. All right.
Too much, Bishop. Like if you have on the military uniform and then you have the badges and stuff like
Yeah.
that, it's a crime in America as well.
Of course, yeah, once again, you cannot, these things are of honor, right? Honor, it gotta be earned. It gotta be handed to you by somebody else. Someone gotta give you this honor, all right? Give you this honor that you are deserving of and
But
earn.
people, if they see you have on the uniform, they question you, like ask you, like, oh.
Yeah, oh, yeah, they're gonna start to do that. So certain army people, they're gonna ask, oh, what thing were you? What division? So they know the certain words. They'd be like, what crew were you? What this? Where was it at? Where you guys stationed at? Where? So they're trying to see if this person real or not. Correct? That's why you deal with Christ, all right? What's thing? What's wisdom? What's, all right? This is the questions. Who has, you know what I mean? Who knows wisdom? What's her name? What's this? We went to who's the father, all right? Who ascended in, what's the father's name? What's the son's name? Can you tell? So this is certain things where we know God had to put it to be like, yo, this is how we differentiate the faiths. You telling me you know the Father, but you don't know who the Holy Spirit is?
Yeah, because the mother bestows the glory.
Correct. So this already deceived.
You got it from the mother.
He got it from the mother. So if you're not dealing with the mother, I already know some point you're not dealing with her full glory.
Yeah.
All right. So yes. So once again, it's illegal to buy or sell the Medal of Honor. And this is going to take us into Genesis 25 and 29.
It's the book of Genesis, chapter 25, verse 29. And Jacob sawed pottage, and Esau came from the field, and he was faint. And Esau said to Jacob, feed me, I pray thee, with the same red pottage, for I am faint. Therefore was his name called Edom. And Jacob said, sell me this day thy birthright. And Esau said, behold, I am at the point to die, and what profit shall this birthright do to me? And Jacob said, swear to me this day. And he sware unto him. And he sold his birthright unto Jacob. Then Jacob gave Esau bread and pottage of lentils, and he did eat and drink, and rose up, and went his way. Thus Esau despised his birthright.
All right. So we just seen that what? That honor is what? Hereditary, inherited. All right. Esau is, you're going to see, he's the firstborn. So he's got a certain honor bestowed on him. And what does he want to do with this honor? He's like, yo, this is nothing. I want to sell it. All right. So what can we see from this? That God, there was no problem with buying it because God's like, who would sell it? First of all, you selling it, then it's already on you. Right. So this is where we see here where Esau wanted to sell this honor that he had from his father. That's basically like a son right now saying, you know what? I'm in need right now. I know God, my father has put a certain inheritance on me, but I want to sell it to a guy outside right now for $3,000 ahead of time because I'm hungry right now. I need the money right now instead of waiting until I'm thinking you're already selling off the inheritance already before time to somebody else. Your father's stuff and all of these things.
When it wasn't yours to sow.
Right, it wasn't even his yet. Right, he's not even old enough to get it yet. He didn't even have it yet. Right, it's just he knows that it's gonna be his in the future. And this is what things. Some people, sometimes we could be down all of that, and then we're already selling things that we have in the future. We're already giving that away.
Like heirloom.
So he's already like, yo, I'm down right now. He's already selling off his things. He's like, yo,
All the soup.
for lentils, right? Lentils,
Gold or something.
right?
Yeah.
Right. So he came to him and fed him, and he just came through the battle with Nimrod and all of that. This is why he needed that. So he was depleted. He needed energy. He needed all of that. He needed some help. He came to Jacob, and Jacob is cooking this red pottage. I believe someone had just passed because they eat red pottage for passing.
For morning.
Morning, yes.
It was the grandfather.
The grandfather. Yeah, this is, I think, the legend of the Jews, all that stuff. But yeah, but I know somebody passed. That's why they're making the red lentil. The red lentil specifically is for morning.
So both of them were in a test and both failed.
Yeah.
Wasn't it Abraham who passed? Yeah, the grandfather would be Abraham.
Yeah, we were Abraham, right?
Abraham.
Yeah. Right, so they're mourning that in that. Yes, yes. So whoever could find that scripture, put it in there. We can go through it at some point. All right, so Esau is like, he's at the point to die. And once again, he wants to sell his hereditary honor to Jacob. And this is how Jacob gets it, because Jacob wasn't a part. So Esau was supposed to naturally have that. What happened? The individual they dishonored their honor, all right? They did not look at it as something.
Or they weren't worthy of it.
Yeah, they weren't worthy of it themselves, and that's why that even happened. So they weren't worthy of it anyway. That's why God allowed it to happen, but it basically comes to the dishonor. All right. So we're going to go into pottage. All right. What is pottage?
All right. Pottage, the Hebrew definition from the Hebrew 51:38 out of the Strongs. Nazid, nazid. From the Hebrew 21:02, something boiled, that is soup, pottage.
All right. So that pottage of lentils is soup of lentils. All right, something boiled. All right, so pottage is something boiled. I guess that's an old English term, pottage. Would you say, yeah, I got pottage on the stove? You're saying that soup. It kind of sounds weird to in our ears, right? But it's old English word for soup, something boiled. All right, so Esau sold his birthright, his hereditary honor, all right, for soup, red lentil soup. All right, so we're going to continue. All right. And we're going to see that how did he have this? Because you're going to see that certain firstborns, they have a certain thing on them, all right? And we're to follow these same patterns too, right? And the same thing it happens, how the father and certain people lose, and then this and that is the same thing here, all right? But we're going to go to Numbers 11.
It's the
and
book
11.
of, yeah. It's the book of Numbers, chapter 11, verse 11. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, And I behold, I have taken the Levites from among the children of Israel, instead of all the firstborn that openeth the matrix among the children of Israel. Therefore the Levites shall be mine, because all of the firstborn are mine. For on the day that I smote all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, I hallowed unto me all the firstborn in Israel. Both man and beast, mine shall they be. I am the Lord.
Sorry, that was Numbers 3 and 11. That's Numbers 3 and 11.
Okay.
Salakia. That's Numbers 3 and 11. So that's Numbers chapter 3 and 11. All right. We could just run it back. That's Numbers 3 and 11. Let's read it again.
It's in the book of Numbers, chapter 3, verse 11. Again, it's book of Numbers, chapter 3, verse 11. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, And I behold, I have taken the Levites from among the children of Israel, instead of all the firstborn that openeth the matrix among the children of Israel. Therefore the Levites shall be mine, because of all the firstborn are mine. For on the day that I smote all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, I hallowed unto me all the firstborn in Israel, both man and beast. Mine shall they be. I am the Lord.
All right. So we're seeing here that God has taken the Levites from among the children of Israel. All right. Instead of all the firstborn among the children of Israel. So God didn't take all the firstborn of the children of Israel. He took Levi. So that was him saying, this is my firstborn. All right. That the Levites might be his. And he bestowed his honor on the Levites. All right. And why did he do this? Because all the firstborn are his. And he said that because on the day he smote all the firstborn of the land of Egypt, he sanctified unto him all the firstborn in Israel, both man and beast. They shall be his. All right. And once again, he replaced the firstborn of man to be the firstborn going to be Levi. All right. As a whole in general. That's his specifically. So the fathers, they would look at their son and they would be like, hey, such and such. All right. They're going to treat the same thing. Hey, the firstborn is my thing. But that firstborn, once again, was for the father now. That specific father, not the Holy Father. The Holy Father took Levi as his firstborn to give him these dignities. So these dignities wouldn't be placed on just your regular firstborn that was born in the land of Israel. All right. And we're going to go to Reuben, Genesis 49 and 3. Get ahead of myself.
It's the book of Genesis, chapter 49, verse 3. Reuben, thou art my firstborn, my might, and the beginning of my strength, the excellency of dignity, and the excellency of power. Unstable as water, thou shalt not excel, because thou wentest up to thy father's bed, then defilest thou it. He went up to my couch.
All right. So what are we seeing with Reuben? All right. Reuben, thou art my firstborn. All right. So Reuben is the firstborn. So Reuben is actually supposed to have the dignity that was placed onto David and onto Levi, because that whole thing went to the firstborn. But we're learning a lesson here, and this is especially for sons. All right. What happened here is that Reuben sinned against his father. He dishonored his father. So you must be careful of dishonoring your authoritative power, your male authoritative power figure. Right, whether that be your father directly in your household, whether that be individuals outside, right, whether that be in your job. All right, he disrespected the father, all right, by doing what? He actually slept with the father's handmaid, all right, in his bed and defiled it. All right. So because of that great sin, Reuben lost that honor. So we're seeing that, hey, if you do something against the person who's bestowing honor, you're going to lose that honor because of the dishonorable thing you did. The same thing happened with Canaan. And I didn't put that in here, but you know what? Let me go to it real quick. I think that's in Genesis. Genesis, is it 6? And the flood, I think it's Genesis 7, Canaan. Flood subsides. Canaan curse.
I think it's Genesis 9.
Genesis 9.
Yeah, 22.
All right, Genesis 9. All right, so Genesis 9 and 22. All right, so we're going to go to Genesis 9 and 22 real quick. You could also put on the screen real quick.
Okay.
Yeah, you could just move it off to us. Which one goes on to us? This one. This one goes to us, yeah.
Okay, the second camera.
Yeah. All right, so we're gonna go to Genesis 9:22 real quick. We're just showing once again, and this is why we're going to this important stuff, because it's happening outside. Rich folks, they know this stuff very well because they are in line. They're like, you know what, I want the dad's company, I want this, I want that. But we also have to show these things because once again, we show that, hey, you being responsible and mature, your parent is able to use you to be like, hey, I could commit these things onto you to handle for me, like how the Father committed all things onto Christ. All right. All right, so we are there.
All right. It's the book of Genesis, chapter 9, verse 22. Just make this bigger. All right. And I'm going to start from verse 20. This is Genesis chapter 9, verse 20. And Noah began to be an husbandman, and he planted a vineyard, and he drank of the wine and was drunken, and he was uncovered within his tent. And Ham, the father of Canaan, saw the nakedness of his father, and told his two brethren without. And Shem and Japheth took a garment and laid it upon both their shoulders, and went backward and covered the nakedness of their father. And their faces were backward, and they saw not their father's nakedness. Noah woke from his wine, and knew what his younger son had done to him. And he said, Cursed be Canaan, a servant of servants shall he be unto his brethren. And he said, Blessed be the Lord God of Shem, and Canaan shall be his servant. God shall enlarge Japheth, and he shall dwell in the tent of Shem, and Canaan shall be his servant.
All right, so here we're seeing what? They all had this hereditary inheritance of honor on them, right? And then one of them dishonors the father, right, by seeing his drunkenness. And basically, what is this showing? This shows that, hey, when your father or your parent or your authoritative figure, the person who's bestowed this honor on, when you see them, once again, in that moment of they're exposed, you're supposed to cover that up. You're supposed to cover up their stuff, not expose them further, right? And the son exposed them further, which could mean, hey, it could be an argument where we're like, you know what, da-da-da. And in that argument, you're like, hey, I'm just going off and exposing it instead of, you know what, all right, da-da-da, we'll speak about it later. Like, that's what you're supposed to do. But by removing the nakedness, you're removing everything. You're saying, oh, you don't do this, you don't do that. All of this stuff here, right, that they now did and dishonored the father now.
It's a good, that's really good of explaining it that way, because that opened up a whole bunch of things, because people think, well, he saw his father naked,
Yeah.
to see the concrete, not understand the abstract.
Yeah, the abstract of it, that, yo, you are uncovering him. You didn't cover up his stuff at that time. You didn't be like, all right, let's talk about this reason this, and see if you know what, you can come to a reason or correct anything, but once you got something to expose, you expose them.
And not to cover it up to be sneaky or...
Yeah, for their own benefit, to help them, cover up to help them, to benefit, yes.
Wrong what you're doing.
Correct. Right.
God will be pleased with that.
All right. So we've gone back now. So we're now. All right. So we are now at 1 Chronicles 16:25.
It's the book of 1 Chronicles, chapter 16, verse 25. For great is the Lord, and greatly to be praised. He is also to be feared above all gods. For all the gods of the people are idols, but the Lord God made the heavens.
All right. So, for he is the Lord, and greatly to be praised. He also is to be feared above all gods. All right, for all the gods of the people are idols. But we know that the Most High, he made the heavens. And once again, we know that what? Glory and honor are in his presence. The same way that who? The leader of the nation, the president, they have glory and honor in their presence to be able to bestow it on their soldiers, on whoever is out in their nation. All right, so he's on top of everything. This is why glory and honor is in his presence, and he's able to bestow it on those. This is how it comes we know that what? Anyone who's a lawyer, who do they get it from? They get it from God. All right. How the prison system works, even in Canada. And this is what we need to know, because especially our people don't want to know this information, and they're the ones that's before the court and the lawyers all the time. Yeah, they're the victim, because the system is like, you know what? We making money off of you because you don't understand what's going on out here. You don't understand who got power, who don't have power, who don't have this. Like we said, we're going into the courts. We're fighting against them. All right, we're bringing people out who have charges, warrants, and be like, you know what? They have this dignity on them. They're a part of the church. They're a part of the church, meaning you can't judge them. You must release them. All right, they could use their incorporated name that's going to an entity, but them themselves, when we show them their baptismal certificate and all of this, we're showing what? This certain honor is bestowed on them through what? Baptism. They were baptized. You cannot just take this person and put them in there. Once again, what are we seeing? Certain honor comes with what? Certain privileges.
Well, this is when the Father excommunicates you and says, okay, I'll leave it up to the Gentiles now.
Correct. We have a brother in prison. Guess what? We're able to visit him at certain times. The people in the jail thought that he's snitching on them because what? He's getting certain times of visits that nobody else gets. They're like, where's it going? This guy's leaving out here to go do what? They're like, nobody gets this. Who gets this? He gets this, right? He's like, you could get it too if you what? If you're linking in with the church. But everyone look at it, oh, the church is a church. This is why we say a community, because it's really a community, but the word church makes it seem like, oh, we're doing what they do outside in regular church. They're not seeing that we're making a society that's strong, that when someone goes in, when something happened, we could, documents, this, that, things for lawyers. Some of the things that we put in, it's 15,000, 20,000 for some of these documents that a lawyer's gonna be like, for me to even look at that, to put that in, it's going to be 20. That's what comes a lot of when you're going and getting legal aid or a public servant. That public servant is choosing the cheapest way to solve the issue for you, because what you're not getting is every legal document costs some type of money. The higher the legal document, the more the money. That's because people who are rich are able to what? Get themselves out of these problems.
Legal aid should not be called legal aid, should be called legal
Correct.
aid.
If you have a murder charge or something, legal aid is not good for you, because whatever the lawyer could do for you, he can't afford to do for you, because each document costs money to put in all of this stuff.
And we just learned also as well the reason why a lot of them don't do the legal aid is because the amount of work that they want to do, and not only that too, the time that it takes for them to get paid is too long. That's what one of our teachers
Yes,
taught us,
yeah.
that the time for legal aid to pay them, it takes too long, so they don't want to do it.
Right, they're impatient.
Yeah, they're impatient. It takes too much money out of their own because they have to get it because they haven't get paid by legal aid until the service is done.
Yeah.
And they're still waiting again before they get the money from legal aid. So that's why they say they rather not do it at all.
All right, so this is what we're seeing here. So we're just showing these things that why. When honor is on you, we have certain honor. This is why when people it's important to first of all show what? That you got honor bestowed on you by having your what? Baptismal certificate as evidence. That, hey, that same way when Christ went in the water, we just read Christ went in the water and what? The Father said, yo, I'm proud of you, I'm this. That's you now officially being transferred some type of honor. All right, so your baptismal certificate is one of the most important documents to show transfer of power and show that you're under this honor.
That's why they make you swear on the Bible in court, because it's the highest authority. Right?
But not only that too,
they know.
your name has been changed as well.
Yes, your name has been changed too, right? To show that it's not under their name. He's also giving you a new name. All right, so once again, we're going to go into honor and what honor is. All right, so the honor that's in 1 Chronicles 16:27.
All right. This is the definition of honor. This is the Hebrew definition. Hebrew 35:19. Kabod, kabod. From Hebrew 35:13. Properly weight, but only figuratively in a good sense. Splendor, copiousness, glorious, glory, glory, honor, honorable.
All right. So once again, glory, splendor, copiousness, weight. All right. So honor also comes with weight. It's something heavy. All right. So when someone's saying honor, We're talking heavy praise. What's heavy praise? Heavy praise, it's a weight put to it, but it means a lot of praise. All right, you can give someone light praise or you could be heavy praise. When we're talking about honor, honor has to have some weight to it. All right, so we're going to go to the Urban Dictionary. We're going to look at what the term his or her name carries weight means.
This is from the Urban Dictionary. The phrase his or her name carries weight is used in reference to the power, influence, authority, ability, or gravitas that an individual has to the point where even using his or her name would garner support.
All right, so once again, his, her name carries weight. So God's name, you're going to see it carries weight. All right, it has this certain honor to it. All right, so when you're saying someone's name carries weight, what are you saying? It has power, influence, authority, ability. All right, to the point where, hey, if you say this name, you can garner support. So if you come into the store and you say, oh, just say my name in that store, they're like, oh, we giving you a discount. We giving you a this. We giving you a that. Oh, you're such and such friend. Da, da, da. That's what name carries weight mean. All right, so we're going to go to the idiom dictionary and look at more of this meaning.
This is the idiom dictionary. Carry an amount of weight, to wield some amount of importance or influence. Carry a lot of weight with someone or something. To be very influential with someone or some group of people. Carry weight. Also, carry authority or conviction. Exert influence, authority, or persuasion. As in, no matter what the president says, his words always carry weight. Carry weight. Common. If a person or their opinion carries weight, they are respected and are able to influence people.
All right. So once again, name carrying weight means the influence that you have. All right. The importance of influence. You can influence a lot. So we know that what Christ's name, Christ showed that, yo, my name carries weight. He tested the disciples by saying, yo, leave all that you have here. Go out there. You have my name. My name brings anything that you need to you. My name carries weight, influence. You need a place to stay. My name carries weight. He's saying you could go outside, get clothes, get everything fed, everything off of my name. That's what he first did to them, to test them out, send them out 2 by 2. They didn't believe. They came back. They said, oh, it's for real. It's for real. It's real. You know what? Let's get these examples. Yeah, I mean, let's just might as well get. Let me see what scripture that is. All right. All right. All right. Let's see. All right. He sends out the total power of a queen. Right. And right. Let's see which one is that. We're gonna get that scripture real quick. Sorry, but it emphasizes the point that we're making. I don't want it to be that long. Matthew 10. So it's Matthew 10 is looking like. Matthew 10 chapter. All right. Matthew 10. Matthew 10. Matthew 10. Matthew 10 from 5. So start from 5. And you go to 11.
What did you say, Matthew? What?
5 to 11. Matthew 10, 5 to 11. Matthew 10, 5 to 11. All right, but that's not when they come back, though. They come back as well, and they confirm him, too. But continue.
All right. This is the book of St. Matthew, chapter 10, verse 5. These 12 Jesus sent forth and commanded them, saying, Go not in the way of the Gentiles, and into any city of the Samaritans enter ye not, but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. And as ye go, preach, saying, the kingdom of God, the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Heal the sick, cleanse the lepers, raise the dead, cast out devils. Freely ye have received, freely give. Provide neither gold nor silver nor brass in your purses, nor scrip for your money, neither two coats, neither shoes, nor yet nor staves. For the workman is worthy of his meat. And in whatsoever city or town ye shall enter, inquire who in it is worthy, and there abide till ye go thence. And when ye come into an house, salute it. And if the house be worthy, let your peace come upon it. But if be not worthy, let your peace return to you.
All right, so you can stop right there. All right, so just showing you once again, he told them once again, go out there, preach the kingdom. All right. He said, provide neither gold nor silver nor brass in your purses. So he's like, hey, don't put no gold, no silver, no brass in your wallet, in your purses, right? Nor scrip for your journey, neither two coats, neither shoes, nor yet staves, for the workman is worthy of his food. All right, and he's telling them to go out because he's saying what my name carries weight. When you go out, all these things going to come to you. I have this much influence that you can get these things.
It doesn't matter where you go.
Doesn't matter where you go. All right, we're going to go to Luke 10:17. All right, so Luke 10:17 will give us when they get back.
It's the book of St. Luke, chapter 10, verse 17. And the 70 returned again with joy, saying, Lord, even the devils are subject unto us through thy name. And he said unto them, I beheld Satan as lightning fall from heaven. Behold, I give unto you power to tread upon serpents and scorpions, and over the power of the enemy, and nothing shall by any means hurt you. And nothing shall by any means hurt you. Notwithstanding in this rejoice not that the spirits are subject unto you, but rather rejoice because your names are written in heaven.
All right, so they came back and they're like, yo, even the devils are subject to us through your name. The name carries so much weight that even the devils, when you say your name to them, even they hear these things. All right, so just going back to the name carries weight. So we're going back to the document.
Sorry, what was that last scripture?
That was Luke 10:17 to 20. All right, so we're seeing he tested. He's like, yo, my name, I have this honor. He's just trying to, once again, we're learning honor. The disciples had to learn honor. This was a way where he's like, yo, test my honor out. Leave this stuff. It's basically a little, a little, what would you call that? A little mission he sent them out on to try them.
That's credit.
All right. So we're at Psalm 66 and 2.
That's why they don't want us to call his name.
Correct. Because they got to respect the name.
Also, God, the Father doesn't want you to misuse the name either.
Correct. So he does that too to protect us from misuse. So we're at Psalm 66 and 2.
It's the book of Psalm chapter 66, verse 2. Sing the glory of his name. Make his praise glorious.
All right, so sing the glory of his name. All right, so his name has glory. His name has honor. His name has praise. His name carries weight. All right, and our names carry weight too. You shouldn't want anybody to use your name in any way foul. Right, this way, when you hear, someone call my name in mix-up, the first thing you'll be is angry. Why? Because someone's using your name and could tarnish your name by what they're saying and attaching it to you. All right, so the same thing we got to worry about when we're doing things in the Father's name. And we always explain with companies, doing something in the company's name, in the company shirt, in their uniform, all of that, you're doing that thing in the company's name. Whatever you did outside, you crashed and you came out the car, they're going to be like, this UPS guy. They're going to blame UPS. They're going to blame whatever company they see on you, that name's getting tarnished. That's what comes. Companies are more like, if you leave this property, take my stuff off, please. Take it off your head, take the hat off, take whatever identifying you as me off.
Because you're still representing them.
You're still representing them outside, correct. All right, so we're at Sirach 10 and 5.
It's the book of Sirach or Ecclesiasticus, chapter 10, verse 5 out of the Apocrypha. In the hand of God is the prosperity of man, And upon the person of the scribe shall he lay his honor.
All right. So we're also seeing what? That not only is honor placed onto Christ, all right, and then honor bestowed on firstborns, all right, of the fathers. All right. Not only is honor hereditary, meaning it can be passed on to children from relatives. All right. Not only does honor bring you certain privileges and benefits. All right. We're seeing now that honor is also placed on a new individual, the scribe. So the scribe gets a certain honor. We're going to go into what is a scribe again. What is a scribe? So we're at the etymology of scribe. I mean, sorry, not the etymology. We're at the Hebrew definition first out of the Strong's.
This is the Hebrew definition of the word scribe. This is the Hebrew 5608. This is safar, a primitive root properly to score with the mark as a tally or record. That is, by implication, to inscribe and also to enumerate. Intensively to recount, that is, celebrate. Commune, account, declare, number, penknife, reckon, scribe, show forth, speak, talk, tell out. Writer. It's the etymology of the word scribe. Scribe is a noun from the late 12th century. Professional interpreter of the Jewish law from the late 11th century as a surname. From the church, Latin scriba or scriba. Teacher of the Jewish law. Used in the Vulgate to render Greek grammatius, corresponding to the Hebrew sophar, writer or scholar. It is a special use of Latin scriba, keeper of accounts, secretary, writer, an agent, noun from the past participle stem of scribere, to write. The sense, one who writes, official or public writer. In English is from the late 14th century, that is, copyist, transcriber of manuscripts, is from the 1530s. Used loosely for an author, one fond of writing, by 1580s, also from the 12th century. Similar, clerk, secretary, copyist, transcriber, amanuensis, recorder, record keeper, malum, pen pusher, pencil pusher, penman, scrivener, writer, journalist, author, lawyer.
All right. So scribe. All right. So a scribe receives honor. So this one we're going to understand as well some things that's going on in the earth when it comes to honor and how it's bestowed on a scribe. Who is the scribe? All right. In today's time as well, we're going to look at. All right. So scribe means to mark, to tally, or record, inscribe. All right. Reckon, scribe, show forth. All right. Scribe etymology, a person who interpreted the law. All right. The law in the Hebrew. All right. The law of the Old Testament. All right. A keeper of records, accounts, secretary, writer. All right. To write. So writers are scribes. Writers have certain honor. So when you hear this writer that wrote all these books, all right, their writing is being recognized. Writers have a certain dignity and honor in the earth. That's what you're going to see. Authors, renown. They have a certain renown in the earth. All right, great writers.
Everybody knows who Stephen King is.
Correct, because these great writers, authors, all right, so sometimes they just wrote a book, but no, it's because of what God's saying. The author who is able to go into their mind and see certain stories and picture them and write them out for you properly. Because some people, we could see things, but we can't get it out of our mind and then put it on the paper. We have it here, but we can't put it out. Correct. So he's a copier. It means he go into his mind, he can go into the abstract and copy it properly and bring it down here so that now you can see it and you can read it now and experience it.
Sometimes
You're like in the depths of their mind.
Yes, you're in the depths of their mind or some just in the air, whatever this thought is. They're able to get you to this thought by giving you they copy that thought that was abstract properly for you to now see it. That's what makes a good writer.
and a lot of people say too when movies come out as books, they'll say the book was better than the movie.
Correct. Because the writer is writing now, right?
Yeah.
The writer could be better than the person giving you the image.
Yeah. The image in your mind that he's putting there through his words is actually pretty magical in a sense if you think about it too. Well, I wouldn't say magical, but I would say like how the word Christ is the word. The word puts the picture in there that's more better than the picture they give you on the TV screen.
Like it comes like the Bible, right? The Bible is with many different stories, but not everybody want to go into the depth to actually see the meaning of the words and the scripture itself and all the stories that are being told. Not everybody can understand.
Correct. It's why I say the Bible. This is the one story I've read. A couple books of they were like fantasy fiction, but the Bible. Once I came to the Bible, I'm like, this is the best of all best. This is everything wrapped up. Like when you go into your mind and you think of everything, like even the image. There's no movie that could bring all the image that this Bible is giving you in your mind.
But actually, if you read many different stories, right? Some of them have something to do with the scriptures.
Yes,
Many
yes,
stories have
yes.
something to do with the scriptures, because when you put two and two together, they're like, yo, like this is actually spiritual, right? So you know to guess what? This is the Most High is doing. This can't be man's doing.
Correct. But people don't understand. He's the overall writer. So some things that we're seeing, it's not this person that wrote it. God wrote it because he's the overall writer that could put it into the song, that could put it into here, that could put it into there. All right.
If you read the book of Enoch, that just sounds like Lord of the Rings with these giants running around, and that's where they got it from.
All right. So we're seeing that a scriber is a writer, one who writes, one who copies. All right. Official public writer, an author, one fond of writing. People fond of writing get certain what? They get an honor bestowed upon them. You're going to see that a lawyer is also a writer, because a lawyer is who you go to write up all these different documents, to copy the law correctly for you.
In their language.
All right, into proper language and everything for you. All right, so a lawyer is a writer as well. All right, secretary. Good secretaries as well get praise. Another person that get praise is accountants get praise. A good accountant, we hear Jay-Z praises all these people. Oh, my accountant, they make magic. Da, 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 da. That accountant, oh, that's the best. Oh, you brought my taxes to this certain tax people. Yo, this tax person's name's going out. Why? Because they're an accountant. They're able to see, they're able to, once again, write down what you're saying the way you want, and you're getting back all these benefits. That's why you're like, yo, this person, yeah, they're good. They know how to do the do. You know what I mean? So we're going to go. We're going to continue. So we're almost done here. All right, so we're at the lawyer's role as a scribe. So we're looking more at a lawyer now.
The Lawyer's Role as Scribe by Mark Anderson. In olden times, long before document scanning software was invented, a scribe was someone who was employed to make manuscript copies of documents, including legal and religious texts. In a modern legal setting, IP Draughts uses the term to refer to the contract drafter's job of converting conversations between commercial negotiators into clear, legally accurate contract language. Biblical context of the Pharisees, scribes, and the lawyers. Scribes and lawyers were names for essentially the same occupation, professional experts in Jewish law. These renowned rabbis continually studied the Torah, the first 5 books of the Bible, and gave applications for everyday life.
All right. So the lawyer's role in olden times, long before document scanning was invented, the scribe was someone who was employed to make manuscript copies of documents, including legal and religious work. So the scribe made legal documents, which that's what the lawyers do. That's what we're saying. All right. And once again, IP Draughts, what is that? These are people who are lawyers who basically they come and they convert conversations between commercial negotiators into clear, legable, accurate contract language. So these are all the company contracts that you see. They went to an IP Draught who sees what the sees what the person who wants to make a contract with somebody wants, and then they now put that into a contract that you're going to sign now, the proper legal, accurate contractual language now. All right. Once again, scribes and lawyers, essentially the same occupation. All right. So lawyers also come with certain dignity. All right. We know a good lawyer, that's a whole lot of honor. You're a good lawyer, that's a whole lot of money too as well. Right? Because that money is showing the honor. That money is a physical representation of the honor. All right. But there's also lawyers who are dishonorable. All right. We're going to go into a little term of what those lawyers are called, just so everyone's aware of that. All right. So continue for us.
The quick definition of a dump truck lawyer. Fire. Yeah. All right. It's the definition. A dump truck lawyer is a public defender who is accused of not putting in enough effort to defend someone who cannot afford a lawyer. People who cannot afford a lawyer often think that public defenders do not want to spend time preparing for a trial and will rather make a deal with the prosecutor. This term is not very nice and is used to criticize public defenders. Hence, dump truck equals dishonorable lawyer.
All right. So,
Not only that too, but a lot of lawyers who do pro bono actually who work hard for you, they have a lot of honor.
yes.
They want to do pro bono and they don't reply nothing, but they really they go and they find out different things. They go and they search for
They
things.
search for stuff and this and that. Yes. So even though we're dealing with some cases, they're like, oh,
A lot of honor.
they want you to reach a deal with them when you could go back and check this out and be like, no, we don't have to reach it. They just want to finish this case quick. They're not really in it for you and fighting for you, which is becoming dishonorable, which, hey, that's what makes them a dump truck because they're not putting in the full effort to write and copy what could be copied down properly in this case for you.
That's why a lot of people don't want public state defenders because they're like, you're not gonna help me. You're gonna tell me, oh, get a deal, and the deal is not in for my
Correct.
benefit.
Once again, why? Because they want the money. They want to finish this quick. They're like, if I gotta go tomorrow, that's another thing there. There's all this stuff, extra stuff they gotta do for you.
Get a
Right.
favor from the crown later on. I'll give you this guy.
Right, so you have to kind of watch certain ways where I'm like, I was watching the last one. I'm like, you know what? This person wants to reach a deal. They don't want to even go to the next day to the courtroom. You still have to watch. So when you do have a public defender, they're not bad per se, but you got to watch them because they could be more so lazy and be like, you know what? Just do this right now. Finish this right now, so they don't got to do something tomorrow or something. So they're known as being more lazy, not going to the full effort like other people can. All right, but there are some that will go. So not all of them are like that. Some will go, but there's because of the money thing there. That's why they're not gonna go full for you.
Some of the lawyers are like in grassroots kind of like thing where they have they're activists too. They go hard for you.
All right, so we're actually gonna stop it right there. We're gonna stop it right there. All right, and we're gonna go to Isaiah. We're gonna go to Philippines 4 and 8. So it's out it's at the back.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's the book of Philippians chapter 4 verse 8. Finally, brothers, whatsoever is true.
All right, what's true? We're seeing what honor and dignity dwells with the Father. What's true? It's true that a man is taken from amongst men by God. All right, and this honor of dealing with you as a high priest is not something bestowed upon, not something he just takes. This is God that has done this from the beginning, whether it was for good, whether it was for bad. All right, and this thing is not taken onto himself. All right, just the same way Christ didn't glorify himself. All right, but was glorified when the Father said, "Thou art my son, this day I have begotten thee." All right, so honor, no man takes honor onto himself, and no man in the high priest position especially took this honor onto himself, but God brought them to this honor. This is true. Continue.
Whatever is honorable.
All right, whatever is honorable. What's honorable? Showing the respect to those who deserve the respect. All right, what's honorable? Keeping that thing that makes you honorable. All right, whether it be soldier, keeping your courage, whether it be a judge, keeping your integrity, whether it be a woman, keeping her chastity. These things you must keep to stay in that and remain honorable. All right, continue.
Whatever is right.
All right, what's right? All right, giving people in these honorable positions their right due respect. This is right. This is what we're going through, that, hey, there's a certain way that people who reach these pinnacles are to be treated. We need to learn to respect that and honor that, especially in society that we see nowadays. Continue for us.
Whatever is pure.
All right, what is pure? Once again, the respect, the putting the heavy praise. All right, honor is heavy. It comes with a heaviness. All right, so it's not light praise, it's heavy praise. Continue for us.
Whatever is lovely.
All right, what's lovely? Lovely is when you're bestowed this honor and you're clothed in this honor. This is a lovely thing, just like the soldiers in their uniforms of medals of honor and different medals of bravery. Just like the priests in his garments that God has bestowed and given to him. Just like the king with his crown. Just like the judge in their clothing. These are clothings of honor. All right. When we're clothed with respect and manners, that is honor. Someone's going to be like, your children, they're respectable. They're mannerable. All right. They have manners. These things are what clothes us. All right. This is why it says the fruits of the spirit. These are clothing as well. All right. Continue for us.
Whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think on these things. Whatever you have learned or received or heard from me or seen in me, put it into practice, and the God of peace will be with you.
All right. So those things that you've seen and heard us do, put all these things that we're saying into practice. If you put these things into practice and do these things, we're guaranteeing the God of peace, Christ, wisdom, the Father, all of them, is coming on to you to dwell with you. All right, so with that being said, this was our Sabbath report / lesson, honor and dignity to the Father, to Christ, to the leaders of the flock, and authoritative positions. All right, this is part 1. We want to say peace and blessings, peace and blessings, peace and blessings.
Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings.
Shalom.
Happy Sabbath.
Only the children of light is gonna understand this.
For there are 3 philosophical sects among the Jews, the followers of the first of which are the Pharisees, of the second, the Sadducees, and the third sect, and the third sect, and the third sect, which pretends to a severer discipline, are called Essenes. These last are Jews by birth and Jews by birth